Hey guys.
Hey, thanks for tuning in.
By now you probably know that we're pregnant.
Yeah.
And if not, then hey, we're pregnant.
Go watch that video.
But you know, a lot of people don't know our story of what
Getting to this moment.
been dealing with over the last like a year now. And it has not been your like normal experience, and a lot of people have been super encouraging for us to have kids and for that to be a part of our lives.
It comes as a total disbelief because of what I tried to explain to you very quickly in the previous video. But what's extremely crazy is that we had planned this week to do an update here on our vlog channel to update you guys on why we don't have kids, because we get that question probably almost on a daily basis over on the RC Sailors.
People either tell us that we should have kids or like we'll be good parents. They'll say, why don't you guys have kids? And we've wanted to tell everybody for a long time, but there's a reason we don't have kids. We've been trying to have a kid for a whole year now.
Yep, we have been trying, and actually this cycle would have been the 1 year mark, and I didn't want to like say like, oh, we're experiencing infertility since we hadn't reached that 1 year mark, but in reality we have, because I was diagnosed in October with PCOS, and if you don't know what that is, just Google it. But basically it's a lot of things, and it really messes with your body. And what I was saying is why my face looks so bad without makeup on, but you can still see the scars. Those didn't used to be there. When I got off the pill, probably 3 months later, I started noticing bumps, little bumps up here. And then by 5 months, I started like huge breakouts. And it started down here. And then by about month 6 or 7, it was like huge welts on my cheek. I mean, like, this isn't just little pimples. I'm talking like my entire cheek was like one big pimple. It was disgusting, and I felt so bad.
A lot of people started on the RC channel. This is actually a big reason we stopped vlogging, because it's been a really hard time for us to vlog. But a lot of people on the RC channel started noticing less and less of Abby, both in the videos and especially in the thumbnails and stuff. We were pretty much only using her voice, keeping her behind the camera, because people online are brutally mean, just like extremely as mean as a person can get is online. Yeah,
and I remember the last time I showed myself without makeup was in July going to Flight Fest, and someone said, "What's on her face? Warts?" And it was just like,
the wind is blowing, so Popeye's freaking out. It's really windy.
It was more mean than that. I mean, you guys know how YouTube commenters are. It's like the worst place in the world to go for encouragement, but then also it can be the best place to go for encouragement.
It can.
So at that point, a little bit after that, it just started getting worse, and that's when I was just like, I can't go on camera. And there were times I remember I was editing a video where we did like an unboxing or something, and I completely just put the most boring B-roll on the video because my face was that bad. And I was like, Nathan, I can't do this. I know you want me to be in these videos, but I can't do it. Like, I cannot. I don't want record of me looking this way on YouTube.
The only time we did...
aim up.
The only time we did put Abby on any videos was when we could have her wear big giant FPV goggles and hide her face. I think one of the first times we officially like did that was the little Air Hogs micro drone we did, and it came with pretty big goggles. And so I said, Abby, you know, let's actually get you on camera. People were starting to jump down my throat saying like I was being mean to Abby and hiding her and being controlling and stuff, and it was much worse than that, but that was like the majority of it. And so people started like attacking me through this whole process too on YouTube, just saying that I was being awful to Abby and keeping her out of it and stuff.
And so we thought you guys kind of deserved an explanation, so we thought, well, when we hit that year mark, we'll do a video. But when I finally got diagnosed with PCOS, my doctor wanted to put me on Clomid and metformin, and the idea of Clomid just kind of freaked Nathan out a little bit.
I didn't want to have 5 kids all at once.
Even though that's really unlikely to happen.
Yeah.
Multiples can happen, so that scared him. But anyways, I did the metformin, which is a diabetic drug because PCOS makes you insulin resistant, and it's a huge hormone imbalance issue. And so I took, in November, I took 1 month of metformin, and if you know anything about metformin, the most common side effect is that you are going to have the worst stomach issues, we'll leave it at that, ever. And I did, and it was just so discouraging. We didn't get pregnant that month, and then I just didn't want to take it anymore. So I stopped taking it, but I kept getting the refills, and I thought, I'll start taking it at the year mark. Start taking it at the year mark, and I'll just suffer through it because this is what I want, and I'll do what it takes to get what I want. And then, as you can see, my face has slowly started to clear up since November. About
Started
November.
looking a lot better.
So I still have, you know, the scarring pretty bad and a couple pimples here and there, but the scarring looks really bad, and that's what you saw mainly on camera, was some really bad scarring. So in the right lighting without makeup, it looks really bad. So we were gonna make an infertility video. In the last year, I've turned to YouTube a lot because didn't really have anybody that I knew that had gone through this, and infertility is a pretty, it sucks. it just sucks. I don't wish it on anybody. And I turned to YouTube, and we talked about it in the Q&A video. That was when we mentioned the Q&A video that we did on the RC Sailors.
We told people we were going to get a very serious video.
Update. That was going to be this. And I wanted to start vlogging about it because I saw how much, you know, it's Kelsey's life, Phil and Alex, Ayla and Caleb. I watch all of them and their journeys, and Carissa and Brian is another. It's just like, it just helped me a lot. Like I don't know, I was just able to connect and feel with them. It's
good. You can find comfort and like, not just comfort, but some hope in those videos. Even if they never end up pregnant, or if they do and it takes 10 years, that's where you find hope and everything. And people even watch our RC channel for hope to find their best friend, significant other, because Abby and I share this awesome hobby together and stuff on that channel. I haven't watched as many videos as Abby. This has been a lot harder on her than it has me. I've always told her when I want to have kids, roughly when I want to start trying, and we're getting pretty, you know, we didn't miss that mark by very much. I've always wanted to have kids, but I also knew that my role in this needed to be super supportive and not negative in any way.
And when infertility is one-sided, which it was in our case, I was the problem. It is really hard. It's really hard.
But there's never been a day
he's been great.
Okay.
He's been great.
I can just see people like,
no, that's not the case. You know, Nathan has told me it's not my fault. We're in this together.
And everything happens
everything
for a
in
reason.
between. But you can't help but think that way. And so, you know, I was on the metformin in November and then stopped, and I just thought, we're just gonna get through Christmas and the holidays and the New Year. And then we had a Disney trip planned over my birthday, because you gotta have that escape from life every once in a while. And I thought, when I get back from Disney and I finish this cycle, I'm gonna go on my metformin again. And we got home from Disney, and 2 weeks later, we were in the kitchen, and Nathan makes a joke about, because I'm talking about some symptoms I had, which I mentioned, and he was like, take a pregnancy test. So I pull out my little 25-cent pregnancy test, or however much they cost, because if you know anything, infertility is expensive, so you try to find ways to make it cheaper. and saw the 2 lines, and it went from there. And I have literally taken a pregnancy test every single day except today. I didn't take one. I'm still pregnant.
Just to confirm,
I'm
like,
still pregnant. It hasn't changed. But if you are going through infertility, I know our journey has been short and we're still early. I'm almost, tomorrow now would make 5 weeks. One day from today would make 5 weeks pregnant.
a lot can happen.
Especially PCOS, the chances of miscarriage are so much higher, and it's scary to think about. But if you're still in your journey, just know that you're in our prayers, because I don't wish it on anybody. It's rough. It sucks.
But now we can say that we are pregnant.
Yeah.
Officially.
Yeah, it was a huge blessing because
we didn't
just
know.
happened. Like we're in the phase where like if it happens right now, it happens, but we're not like, I'm not on the medicine, so we're not like actively trying our hardest, and I'm not doing OPKs or anything like that. So it just happened. We're just shocked.
I think the biggest thing for us though now, I mean, we are pregnant, which is awesome, but now we know even if something happens, you know, and hopefully nothing does, but even if something does,
we can get pregnant.
we know that we are able to. And so we have been going through this last a little over a year, not knowing if we even would be able to because of the problems.
Because I knew I had the PCOS, and I was just worried that, you know, maybe I could also have endometriosis. Maybe they didn't look for that. You know, I was just starting to get even more worried that I would have to start having surgeries, because that's just how these things work. And so it was just, we were ready for the long haul, because I told Nathan, like, I just have this feeling that it's going to be years.
I told her this whole time, I said, you know, I don't think it'll be that long. I had this feeling in my gut that it'd be about 2 or 3 years from us knowing that we had PCOS diagnosed. So I thought this whole time it would be like at least 2 more years from now for it to happen, like maybe when I was 35 or something. We were both looking forward to and planning changing our mindset of what to expect on traveling with any extra money we had, and just enjoying life together while we are able to and stuff. And we were even trying to wrap our minds around buying like a used RV, which is a whole adventure that I wish maybe we can pull that off someday. But
basically we were starting to plan our lives like it was
with
just
no
going to
kids.
be us.
Yeah.
So,
and like we were accepting that and starting to
just come to terms with it.
Yeah, and sure enough, boom, 2 lines. One extra tiny little pigment line can change your life. I mean, it's totally changed. My mindset now is not like, I'm gonna go buy a new drone. It's like, I gotta save every penny for diapers.
That's exactly the mode he went into. The night we went to Walmart to buy the pregnancy test, he was like, we have got to start saving. And still at that point, as you saw in the video, like it still hadn't even registered till he saw the digital pregnant. Like it didn't even register to him. So it's
been crazy.
It's a huge blessing. Infertility is no joke, and we are so happy that we are pregnant right now, and we're just enjoying it. And just know that if you're going through infertility, you're in our prayers, because, as I said,
people will probably have questions too. Like if you've asked questions in the comments, our best answer for you right now is honestly, we do not know. It was very early for us. We do not know. We're just enjoying being pregnant. So if you ask us a question, the answer is honestly, we do not know. I mean, it's like 99% sure we don't know.
But we weren't prepared for this.
No.
We were prepared to start taking you along on with our life and our infertility journey. So now I'm going to take you along this journey that we're on so far, which is pregnancy. And so please, just if you're a praying person or whatever you do, just keep us in your thoughts, and just pray for a healthy pregnancy, a healthy baby.
And speaking of diapers and expensive stuff, we have a Patreon page if you want to support us. We'll link it down below.
Yes, and if this is your first time viewing our channel, we have 2 channels. One is way more successful right now than this one. We review RC drones and planes and trucks and all this stuff on the RC Sailors. And here on the Sailors, we just thought we'd make it whatever we wanted and do vlogs and
we
just
like
life
making
stuff.
videos. We really like making videos, and sometimes we want to make videos that's not about RC stuff too, or weddings, because we do weddings. Sometimes we just want to do videos about whatever we want to do videos about, and this is our outlet to do that, and a lot of people like to follow along with us. So
hit that subscribe button
yeah.
if you do want to follow along on our journey. And as I said, just keep us in your prayers, and if you're going through infertility, just know that we're thinking of you.
Thanks for watching.
Do we say we'll see you in the next video? We need to get a better ending for our vlogs. We don't know what we're doing on our vlog channel.
Bye.
Bye!